had a chance to go home again, I swear, Lord, yes, I swear, I would do right if I had a chance to go home again. I swear, Lord, yes, I swear, I would be good this time. I would swim the Atlantic Ocean, I would cross the Great Red Sea, I go right on up there to big old Mount Sinai and get down on my knees. Oh yeah, I walk on up to Jerusalem. Oh, here I come. I'm gonna sit where my father sat, and I just wanna tell the Father that if I had a chance, listen, y'all, if I had a chance, I'll be good this time. I'll be good this time. Oh, if I had a chance, just one more chance. If I had a chance, just one more chance. If I had a chance to see Jerusalem again, I swear, Lord, yes, I swear, I will praise your name. If I had a chance to see my land just one more time, Lord, I know that things would be better, and we could dwell there forever and ever. Oh, I will swim the Atlantic Ocean, I will cross the Great Red Sea, I go right on up there to big old Mount Sinai and get down on my knees. Oh yeah, I walk on up to Jerusalem. You better believe me. Hey, here I come. You better believe me. I'm gonna sit where my father sat, and I just wanna tell the Father that Father, we've been away a long, long, long time. We've been away a long time. We know we did wrong. We know we did wrong. Hey, we apologize. Oh man, with all our heart. We're coming to you on our bending knees, begging you please, Lord, to forgive us. Hey, if I had a chance, just give us one more chance. If I had a chance, you better believe me when I say it. You better believe it. This time. Hey, if I had a chance. Covenant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob I'm talking about. Give us one more chance. Just give us one more chance. Now my Father, yeah, yeah, just give us one more chance.
All right. All right. Beautiful song. If I had a chance, if you had a chance to be back home where you're historically from, that you're in control of everything and every aspect and component of your lives, and you're on the hereditary land of your ancestors, would you take that chance? I certainly would. I suspect my Esau, Sister Nasanya, certainly would. I suspect my brother, friend, fellow elder, Brother Cottrell, and so many more, certainly would. And that's why we're here to give you some perspectives of our people from a historical point of view, and not to go into these studies with a warm, fuzzy feeling, but to go into these studies to ascertain what mistakes we made and how can we get back to the chance we surely would take advantage of. As far as the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov is concerned, and certainly as far as our people are concerned. Praise Yah and bless his holy name. I'd like to thank the Most High for the opportunity to study with my Esau, the administrator of the show, Sister Nasanya, and my brother and friend, Brother Cottrell of New York City, my fellow elder, and some of you out there also that have chosen and elected to study the word of Yah along with us. We're very appreciative. I'd like to thank the Most High for my Esau, my family, all families of our nation and their historical tribes. I'd like to thank the Most High for every aspect and component and facet of my life, for every iota of my life. Yah, praise and bless your holy name. If I only had a chance. Praise Yah. So without further ado, let me introduce my Esau to you, Sister Nasanya. Then right after that, Brother Cottrell. Sister Nasanya, may the Most High bless you. Your mic is hot.
Shalom, shalom, family. Excuse me. All praises to the Most High Israel. I'm happy to be back today. I'm gonna sit back today. I'm not gonna have a lot of comments, commentary, or anything. I'm just gonna sit back and take some notes and just do some observing tonight. And once again, all praises, and I'm glad to be back, guys.
Praise Yah. Truth be told, fellow students, my Esau is a little bit tired. I was tired yesterday. And it came, a matter of fact, we just woke up out of sleep quite shortly before the show. So it goes, sometime when you're tired, sometimes it's best just to listen. We are very appreciative of Nasanya and administrative duty as far as the show is concerned. Thank you, Nasanya. Brother Cottrell, your mic is hot.
Shalom, shalom. Bless Yah, O my soul, and all that's within me. Bless his holy name. All praise, honor, and glory to the Holy One of Yisrael, the Elohim of our fathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yisrael. Giving Yah thanks and praise for all things and everything. Brother Yam Sufari, Sister Nasanya, and the family that's out there, shalom. May the Most High bless y'all. How y'all doing?
Thank you, brother, and may the Most High bless you. We're doing rather well, and thank you for asking, and may we ask the same in regards to you and your family, brother.
Everybody's well. All praise to the Most High.
Praise Yah, brother. Praise Yah. All right. Without further ado, here's what it's going to happen. If Brother Cottrell is ready, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off in the first book of the Maccabees, the 5th chapter, continuation of the Maccabees and their fight against the entrenchment of the Gentiles, simply the Greeks and their allies. Simply said, historically and contemporarily speaking, it's an ongoing battle. And also, Brother Cottrell will be tagging in the prophet Hosea, as a continuation of chapter 6. That's what chapter 7 is. Continuation of chapter 6. Praise Yah. Brother Katya, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's go for it, brother. May the Most High bless us. Hallelujah. When the nation round about heard of the altar being rebuilt, here's how their responses to us are. They're not, I mean, you can see components of that in Roswell, the so-called Black Capital, where they dropped a bomb on us in these United States of America. Anytime when we had listened to do something constructive and a positive for ourselves, they seem to take great enmity against it. It's the case of historical times. So in the case of Roswell, I believe, and that's why we got Nasanya. She said Rosewood. And the place they dropped the bomb on was that the Gap Band wrote a song about. They dropped a bomb on us. So not only those two and this universal captivity, there are many other occasions when we have taken to do something for ourselves and be in control of the destiny of our own lives. They take great animus against us. So it's not the first in this contemporary captivity. Historically speaking, in the case of the Maccabees, Yehuda, and our ancients back then, the same hatred toward us then is prevalent today as we speak. So Yehuda's response to that. So they decided to destroy, they said that's what they do, to destroy us, try to destroy us. So they decided to destroy the descendants of Yaakov when we do something constructive and positive for ourselves, who are among them. And they began to kill and eradicate our people, the people. Then Yehudas in verse 3 attacked the Edomites, our cousins, now our brothers. They're still at it. They're still at it. Attacked the Edomites, Esau, at Akron and Edomim, because they were blocking Israel. They've always been blocking us. We had another word for it in the hood, C block. I ain't talking about a place, C block. And if you're from the hood, you know what I'm talking about, C blocking. Okay. And they still C block us. They've done it in ancient times and they still elect to do it in modern times. But Yehuda's dealt them a heavy blow and humble and despoil them. That time will come. He also remembered the malice of the Baananites. You know, I tried to study them to ascertain who they were, but I didn't come to some final conclusion. And here's what we ask you as students. Don't wait for Cottrell and I to take upon trying to decipher everything. Do some due diligence yourself and save it. Maybe share it with us. Okay? Do some things for yourselves. We don't have to put in all the work. Let's work together. It become a snare and a stumbling block to the people by ambushing them. They were ambushing us on the roads. And Yehuda forced them to take refuge, these Beanites, which he besieged. He put them under the ban and burned down their towers, more than one, along with all who were in there. Then he crossed over to the Ammonites, our cousins, where they always been against us too, where he found a strong army and a large body of people with Timothy, this Greek name, as their leader. And so, you know, like Crouchell said, just like in these modern times, we got changeover names. And men and women back that time had changeover names, trying to go along to get along with the enemy. And sometimes they just name their children like that to appease the enemies. The Ammonites and the Edomites, and so on and so forth. We do that today. That's why we name our little boys Johnny, Sally, Kiki, Ray Ray, and everything else. Hot mess. But it really doesn't apply to anything. He fought many battles with them, routed them, struck them down. After seizing Yarzia, its villages, he returned to Yehuda. The Gentiles, the Greeks and their associates in Gilead assembled to the to this. That's what they do. The Israelites who were in their territory, in their region. These then fled to the stronghold. That's why it's good if we had a chance. It's like that song alluded to. If we only had a chance. Because when we're in the midst of them, we're at their mercy. These then fled to the stronghold of Dathima. They sent a letter to Yehuda. They're very braggadocious against us. And his brother saying, well, they didn't send them, but our brothers and sisters. Probably the little cheater could right there to send some too. Gentiles all around us have assembled against us to destroy. And we have to be prepared to meet the needs of our people. Not so much more in these modern times in a militaristic way, but doing what we can when we can and how we can. That's why the Most High said, tell us to take care of our widow, take care of our orphan, take care of our folks in need, and simply learn to do good. Just don't sit around and wait around. Do something. Yah will gather us together. Do something. And they are prepared to come and seize this stronghold, our brothers and sisters, in which we have fled. Timothy, leader of the Mammonites of their army, come at once to rescue us from them, for many of us have fallen. All of our kindred who were in the territory of Tobidah. Study all these, y'all. Study all these places have been killed. The Gentiles, the Greeks and their associates and allies, have captured their wives, their children, and their goods. And they have slain, there are about 1,000 men. While they were reading this letter at that time, suddenly other messengers with garments torn arrived from Galilee to deliver a similar message. That the inhabitants Polemus, Apos, and Polemus, Tyre and Sidon, and the whole of the Gentile Galilee had joined forces to destroy us. Now, not so much our people in these places, but these people had joined forces, a conspiracy against us in those historical times. And certainly those was conspiracy against us should apply today as we speak. It's not over. Had joined forces to destroy us. When Yehuda and the people heard this, our people, a great assembly convened to consider what they should do for their kindred, our kind. We need to look after our kind. Ain't nobody gonna look out for us but the Most High in us, who are in distress and been attacked by enemies. That's why Yah will gather us together. Go over to that site, .org. And so you can do something for your folks. So instead of sitting around, wait around, or laying around, eating bun buns and cupcakes while we're watching reality shows, while your reality passes you by, take it upon yourself to do something constructive and positive in this regard for your brothers and sisters. You should always feel a special closeness with your brothers and our sisters. Yehuda said to his brother Simeon, choose men from yourself and go rescue your kindred, our kind. Every kind ain't the same kind. In Galilee, my brother Jonathan and I will go to Galilee. He left Joseph, son of Zechariah, and Azariah, leader of the people, with the rest of the army in Judea to guard. You can't leave your flank and in the place where your people are at unguarded. You have to protect the flanks, the forces in your place of operation. Protect. Yah will gather us together. Protect your base. He commanded them, take charge of these people. Do not join battle. Okay? I mean, he gave a complicit instruction. Explicit instruction. Do not join battle against the Gentiles, the Greeks and their allies and associates until we return. 3,000 men were allotted to Simeon to go into Galilee, and 8,000 men to Yehuda for Galilee. He pursued them to the gate of Polymias. About 3,000 of the Gentiles, the Greeks and their associates, failed, and he gathered their spoils. He took with him the Israelites who were at Galilee and Albert with their wives and children, all that they had, and brought them to Yehuda with great rejoicing. He brought back to our folks. See, we got to start looking after our women and children. A lot of us don't want to do that because we too busy shooting in the neighborhood at one another and shooting little Ray Ray and Poo Poo. They ain't got no time to be looking out for the widow women and the little children, orphan, and just looking out for us poor and needy, because some of us so socially engineered in our condition that we don't have time for that. We've been reduced to a monstrosity that we hate our kind instead of loving our kind, so that all our kind are precious in the sight of the Most High. It should be. Yehudas Maccabeus and his brother Jonathan crossed the Jordan and marched for 3 days through the wilderness. There they met Nabateans, who received them peacefully and told them all that had happened to our kindred at Gilead. Many of them were shut in Bozrah, Alma, Shephor, Mark, and Carnanim. All of these were large fortified. Our folks were locked up, just like they are in this universal captivity, all over the place. These fortified cities, fortified and not much so by weapons of war, but they got them, but by their educational health, labor, law, sex, politics. They're fortified. That's why they're easily socially engineered in a condition. Some are shut up in other cities as Gilead. Tomorrow, our enemies plan to attack the strongholds and seasons. That's why we need to be on Real Talk for Real People to warn our people, to show our people, gather us together and how to do it and where to do it. Because we need to have the same frame of mind to seize and destroy all these people in one day, us. So we need to start doing some things for ourselves. Thereupon, Yehuda suddenly changed direction with his army and marched across the wilderness to Bozrah, captured the city. He put every male to the sword, took all their spoils, and set fire to the city. He led his army from that place by night. He had to do a forced march. And they forced march toward the stronghold. When morning came, they looked ahead and saw a countless multitude with ladders and machines for capturing the stronghold and beginning to attack. They were after our folk. We need to be in a position, contemporarily speaking, to act in accordance, to do some things, to negate some of the things that are coming against us for social engineering and condition is concerned. Labor, law, politics, sex, you name it, I call it. It's true. When Yehudas perceived that the struggle had begun and the noise of the battle was resounding to heaven with trumpets, blasts, and loud shouting, he said to the men of his army, our brothers and sisters, fight for our kindred today. A lot of folk don't know who their kindred are, but kind all recognize that kind, certainly by virtue of these studies. It's true. He came up behind them with 3 columns, blowing their trumpets and crying out in prayer. They didn't cry out, I'm something special, like some of us allude to today. They kind of humbling themselves to the Most High in prayer, as we all should be doing, universally speaking, today in this universal captivity, and crying out to the Most High and gathering ourselves together. And you can go to a site where we help you do that and get you ready for that. Yah will gather us.org. If I'm incorrect in that, Brother Cottrell, we're corrected. Praise Yah. That's why I got the brother. He's on point. He's a man that's standing in the gap for you. He's a brother that, if you're right, here, brother, that will help sharpen you if you're right. Praise Yah. When the army of Timothy realized that it was Maccabeus, they fled before him, and he inflicted on them a great defeat. About 8,000 of the men fell that day. Then he turned to Alma and attacked and captured it. He killed every male, took spoils, and burned it down. From there, he moved on and took Shifas, Marked, Bozo, and the other cities of Gilead. After these events, Timothy assembled another army and captured opposite Raphon on the other side of the Wadi. You know what a Wadi is like? A watery ground, like a muddy, swampy type ground. It can be standstill, watery ground. It can be flowing, watery source of ground. Not very stable. Yehuda sits men to spy on the camp. You got to always be prepared and study your enemies, not just run your behind in and get your behind knocked down from the floor down. You got to exercise your intellect in dealing with our enemies. Just simply marching down the street talking about I'm a Hebrew Israelite will not suffice. Our enemies know more about us than we know more about them. So these studies are very essential. It gets our mind ready and help give us some perspective on the enemies of the Most High. And you're sitting there to spy on the camp, and they reported to him. All the Gentiles, simply Greeks and their allies around us, have rallied to him, making a great. I mean, they still got large forces against. We don't know it because we're socially engineered in our condition. They've also hired Aramaics, Arabians to help them. They still are helping them. You see, truth be told, if you know your history, you'll know they still are helping them and have camped beyond the Wadi, ready to attack you. So Yehudis went forward to meet them. And Yehudis and the army were approaching the flowing. This was a flowing wadi, not standstill water, a flowing wadi on this unstable ground. Timothy said to the officers of his army, and we cross, if they cross, because they got the momentum. That's what he's basically saying in military tactic and conversation and discussion. If they cross over to us first, taking the initiative, so to speak, we should not be able to resist him. He was certainly defeated because they've taken the initiative. And we need to start learning how to take the initiative. That's why we say, y'all go to will gather us together.org to help learn to take some initiative in your lives. Every aspect and component, law, labor, politics, sex, you name it, we'll call it. But if he is hesitant and camps on the other side of the road, we would take the initiative, so to speak, and defeat him. So when Yehudis reached the flowing water, he stationed the officers of the people, our people, beside it and gave them this order. Do not allow anyone to encamp. Don't get across the wadi and lay on your behind, so to speak. All must go into battle. When you take the initiative, don't stop. Keep moving. A good military strategy. He was first across to the attack with all the people, our people behind him. And all the Gentiles, the Greeks, and their eyes were crushed before him. They threw away their arms and fled to the temple enclosure at Carnaum. Verse 44. But Yehuda's troops captured the city and burnt the temple enclosure with all who were in it. So Carnaum was subdued, and Yehuda's met with no more resistance. So Yehuda's returns back to Jerusalem. Then Yehuda's assembled all the Israelites, great and small, who were in Gilead, with their wives and children and their goods. A very large company to go into the land, go back home. Just like that song said, if I only had a chance. They had one, they took it. They went back home. When they reached Ephraim, a large, strong, fortified city along the way, they found it impossible to go around it on either the right. It was a big, huge city. I imagine like Jericho. It took us a long time to bring that down. 7 days, I believe, by the Most High, by the strength of the Most High. But that's when we had the Most High assistant. But these were great endeavors that Yehudas and his brothers had taken upon themselves, that being said. So they found it impossible to go around it on either the right or the left. They would have to march. They said, man, it's this city too. We got these women, these little children. We got to look out for everybody. We can't mind these women all the way around this city, to the left or to the right. We got to look out for our own. So basically, Yehud is looking out for the women and the children and those who couldn't just do all that walking and so on and so forth. In verse 47, but the people of the city shut them out. Oh, hell no, y'all ain't coming through here, you Negroes, and blocked up the gate with stones. And Yehuda sent them this peaceful message. I mean, he didn't want no trouble. He just wanted to get through. I didn't need to get my folks over. I need to get my folks over, my warriors. I need to get these young men can't do nothing. I got to get these women, little children over there. So I don't want them to be to take a strenuous course of action. And so he sends a peaceful message. Let us cross your territory. in order to reach our own. We just want to go home. If we only had a chance. No one will harm you. He said, we ain't going to harm you. We'll only march through. But they were not open to him. They said, oh, hell no, you Negroes better get on with me, huh? So Yehuda ordered a proclamation to be made in the city that everyone should take a position where they were. In the camp. When the men of the army, our army, took up their positions, Yehuda, he assaulted the city all that day and night. And as a result, it was delivered into his hand. Verse 51. He put every male to the sword, leveled the city, took spoils, and passed through, just like they wanted to, without any trouble, but they made it hard. And so we passed through over the slain. We didn't want no trouble, but we wasn't running from none either. Then they crossed the Jordan to the great plain in front of Bethshan. Yehuda kept gathering the stragglers. And so you got to be prepared as leaders in the nation, elders in the nation. Like Yehuda kept gathering the stragglers and encouraging the people, our people, the whole way. You can't go apart. Hey, well, forget about it. I got mine. You Negroes better get y'all too. That's not the mindset we all have. We all say, each one got one. Each one helped one. That's what it means by taking care of widow women, taking care of your orphan, taking care of your needy, and just simply learning to be good and doing the right thing, not what you want to do when you want to do it and how you want to do it. That does not suffice and keep us cemented together as a people. Praise Yah. They crossed the Jordan to the great plain of Bethshan. Yehuda kept the stragglers and encouraging the people the whole way. He didn't stop, and we should, until he reached the land of Yehuda. They ascended Mount Zion, if we only had a chance, and joy and gladness and sacrifice burnt offerings, because not one of them had fallen. They had returned in safety. Now, Joseph and Azariah is defeated. Why? Because they didn't listen. Just like a lot of our brothers and sisters, women, and little children don't listen. And if you don't listen to your leaders, your administrative leaders, as in the case of Yehudas, Maccabeus, in the case of your elders and this contemporary captivity, some things are prone to happen to you. And I suspect that they're not good in every aspect and a component of your life. Law, labor, politics, sex, you name it, we'll call it. It's true. In those days when Yehudas and Jonathan were in the land of Gilead, and Simeon, his brother, he gave them instruction. It was in Galilee opposite Ptolemais. He gave them instructions. We're given instruction. Learn to humble yourself and follow instruction. It's just that simple. I suspect the outcome would have been quite different. Joseph, son of Zachariah, and Azariah, the leaders of the army, heard about the brave deed. And see, sometimes we get stuck on stupid. It ain't new today as we speak. Be prepared for it. So Joseph, the son of Zachariah, and Azariah, these leaders of a faction of the army, heard about the brave deeds and the fighting that they were doing, Yehuda, and so on and so forth. And they got stuck on stupid. They didn't humble themselves, and they didn't follow instructions. And they said, let us also make a name. See, that's the wrong attitude to have, trying to make a name for you. You want to be king of the elders. You want to be a general of the nation. You want to be something special. When in fact, we're all something precious and special in the sight of the Most High. Only do what you can do and do it well. And some things in that regard, don't do things that you aren't supposed to do. Praise Yah. Joseph, son of Zachariah, and Azariah, the leaders of the army, heard about the brave deeds and the fighting that they were doing, Yehudas. And they said to themselves, being stuck on stupid, not wanting to humble themselves and follow instructions, let us make a name for ourselves, because we something special. By going out and fighting against the Gentiles, the Greeks and their allies all around. Don't you do it. You better be under the control and mandate of your national administrators at this juncture in this historical captivity, your elders, But Gorgias and his men came out of the city to meet them in battle. Joseph and Azariah were routed and were pursued to the frontiers of Yehuda. And about 2,000 Israelites fell that day. It was a great setback for the people because they had not obeyed Yehudas. And I imagine and suspect that's why a lot of our brothers and sisters don't move forward and are going with great setback, Brother Cottrell. It's because they don't follow their administrative leaders. They want to be something special. They want to make a name for themselves. Instead of doing what is in the best interest of the Most High and what is doing in the best interest of our people on a whole. Praise Yah. Because they had not obeyed Yehudas and his brothers, thinking, having their thinking broken, that they would do brave. We're going to do the thing. We said today, man, I did the damn thing. Well, they did the damn thing. How did it work out for them? But they were not of the family through whom which Israel deliverance was given. They didn't have the mandate. And a lot of people may ask you, well, why y'all let them old ass men tell y'all what to do, how to do, and when to do it? Because the Most High is giving you that mandate. We don't have a king. We don't have a leaders, a prince of each tribe. We don't have a high priest. So it's incumbent upon you to do your part. Humble yourselves, men, women, and children alike. Listen to your leaders, your administrative leaders, because they're thinking in the best interest of not making names for themselves, or they shouldn't be thinking in that fashion. They should be meeting the needs of our people. And it's just that simple. Praise Yah and bless his holy name. My Esau sister, Sonia, said she's not going to make any commentaries tonight. She's just listening up and studying up, and some of you should be also. But I can assure you this, a brother that stands in the gap, a brother that's ready to help sharpen you. If you're right, Brother Cottrell of New York City, have a comment. Praise Yah. Brother Cottrell, you have the mic.
I don't think you finished the chapter, Yasu.
Yeah, hold on. Let me go back. Brother Cottrell. Let me go on down. Okay. Okay, you're right. Okay, you're right. My apologies, Cottrell. I didn't. The valiant Yehuda and his brother were greatly honored in all Israel, among all the Gentiles, the Greeks and their allies, so to speak, wherever their name was heard. And people gathered about them and praised them. They weren't looking for that. Then Yehuda and his brother went out and attacked the Edomites, our brothers, in a land toward the south. He took Hebron and its villages, and he destroyed its strongholds and burned the towns around it. Verse 66. He set out for the land of the foreigners, our enemies, in their own homeland, and passed through Masra. On that day, even some of our priests were fighting men. So, just like that Chinese, the priest. They had a movie, they had a series out about that, about fighting priests. I wonder where they got that from, because some of our priests were fighters. On that day, some priests fell in battle. They had gone out rashly. They went out rashly too to fight, and their desire to do brave. See, we can't do this for self gratification. We can't do this for personal appeasement. We can't do this because we want to make a name for ourselves. You got to have the right frame of mind. You got to love the Most High with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. And you got to learn to love your brothers and sisters as yourself, meaning you should look after the best interests of our people and what's in their interest. So I want to make a name. Hell, 20 sisters fell down dead in New York City. 20 brothers fell down dead in Chicago. Well, I'm trying to make a name for myself. To hell with them Negroes. Well, they just needed some food. They didn't need some clothes. It was cold and so on and so forth. But are you looking after the best interest of your people, or you simply have to make a name for yourselves? Just like some of these priests did in ancient times. Yehuda's turned toward Ozotos in the land of the foreigners. He destroyed the altars and burned the carved images of their He didn't join their churches. After plundering the cities, he returned to the land of Yehuda. And I'm being sarcastic and facetious. And I mean to be. That's what's wrong with some of us now. We want to join the idolatry of our enemies and then look for answers from the Most High. Come on now. It doesn't work like that. Praise Yah and bless his holy name. Now again, my brother and friend, Dear Cottrell, who corrected me, and I stand corrected, we wasn't through. Praise Yah, I'm glad we wasn't, so we could finish out this beautiful chapter. Praise Yah. Brother Cottrell, you have the mic.
All praise to the Holy One of Israel for another great lesson in our history. We're learning about Yehudis Maccabee and his brothers. And it's unfortunate that our people are in this situation, but the Most High didn't want to totally destroy us as a people, as a nation. He didn't want to wipe us out completely. But we can see the people around us wanted to destroy us and wipe us out completely. But the Most High would not allow it. He allowed the punishment, but he would not allow us to be destroyed completely. And the fact that we have people like Judas Maccabee and his brothers, the Most High kept that legacy up with Frederick Douglass, Nat Turner, Toussaint Louverture. Yeah, even though we're going through this punishment and this curse, the Most High is not going to allow the enemy to completely destroy us. And we do have men that rise up, women that rise up and beat back the oppressors from destroying us completely. So for me, Judas Maccabee is in the category of Nat Turner and Frederick Douglass and all the freedom fighters that dealt with our enemies while we were dealing with this punishment that Yah placed upon us. And his name is renowned. His name is in the books. He wasn't looking for a name for himself, but he did acts of righteousness in behalf of the Israelite nation. Praise Yah.
Praise Yah. Thank you, my dear brother and friend. So, fellow students, we're about to bring these studies to an end quite shortly. After my brother and dear friend from Chicago, from New York City, Brother Cottrell, began in the studies in chapter 7, continuation of chapter 6, on the prophet Hosea, chapter 7. Praise Yah. Brother Cottrell, you have the mic.
All praise to the Holy One of Israel for the great prophet Hosea, who brought us Yah's word in our time. Because Yah's intention is relayed through the prophets Hosea, Isaiah, Yeshayahu. And here's the word of Yah through the prophet Hosea. And Yah says, whenever I decide to restore the fortunes of my people and prepare to heal Israel, the guilt of Ephraim confronts me. So the Most High always wanted to give us back what he intended, our land and our inheritance. But as a people, we're hard-headed, we're stiff-necked, and we refuse to serve Yah. We want to serve the gods of other people. He says, the guilt of Ephraim confronts me, as well as the wicked deeds of Samaria. Samaria is the capital of Israel. The other half, or the split part of the nation, Judah and Israel. Israel, the capital of Israel was Samaria. They practice deceit. Thieves break into houses, while bandits plunder in the street. But they somehow fail to remind themselves that I remember all their wickedness. I will not forget their wicked deeds. They are constantly before my eyes, back then and even now. Yah's watching everything that we do. They delight the king with their wickedness and the princes with their treachery. All of them are adulterers. They are like an oven all ablaze, whose fire the baker does not need to stoke for the kneading of the dough until it is risen. On the festal day of their king, the princes become inflamed with wine, while the king extends his hand to those who mock him. For they are heated like ovens, while their heart burns within them. All through the night, their passions slumber. In the morning, it blazes forth like a flaming fire. All of them are as hot as ovens. They are consumed, they consume their rulers. All their kings have fallen. Not one of them calls out to me. And we're talking about the kings of Israel. We know the kings of Yehuda, at least some of them, a few of them, saw the law, the book of the Torah, the Tanakh, and they made reformation, they made changes, and they called upon the Most High. None of the kings of Israel did that. Ephraim mixes with the nations, just like back in the days with the Maccabees. People made their choices to mix with the Gentiles. Ephraim is a half-baked cake. Foreigners have sapped his strength, but he is unaware of it. Just like now, they're sapping our strength because we're not together using our strength for ourselves. They say charity begins at home and spreads abroad, but we tend to give our charity to foreigners and not to our own. His hair is beginning to turn gray, but he doesn't realize it. Israel's arrogance testifies against them. But despite all this, they do not return to Yah the Elohim, nor do they seek him, just like now. We got all kinds of problems. We ain't looking for Yah. We're not returning to him with all our heart, soul, and might. We're doing our own thing. Ephraim has become like a dove, silly and without any sense. They call upon Mizraim. They turn to Assyria. Wherever they turn, I will cast my net over them. Doesn't matter who you call for help. None of these people are going to help you. I will bring them down like birds of the sky. I will discipline them because of their evil deeds. Praise Yah. He's not destroying us. He wants to discipline us. With that, we receive this discipline that the Most High is trying to give to us. Woe to them, for they have strayed from me. Destruction to them, for they have rebelled against me. We better stop doing that because we will be destroyed. The Most High puts choices before us. He said, I put life and death before you. Choose life and live. I long to redeem them. He wants to take us back. But they continue to tell lies about me. They have not cried out to me from their hearts while they wailed upon their beds. When they gashed themselves to obtain grain and new wine, they are still rebelling against me. Even though I supported and strengthened them, they divide evil plots against me. Everything they devise is of no avail. They are like a defective bow. Their leaders will fall by the sword because of their insolent words. And as a result, they will be ridiculed in the land of Mizraim. People laughing at us because we turn from our true powers, our true strength. Turn into Mizraim, turn into Assyria, turn into the Greeks, instead of turning to the Most High, our strength, our power. And his hand is still stretched out for us to turn back to him. He's waiting for us to return to him. Are we ready to return to him? He says you're not. They don't return to Yah the Elohim, nor do we seek him. Well, we're trying to change that, trying to turn that around. And hopefully we'll be successful in our efforts to awaken our people to return to Yah and to seek him. Praise Yah.
Praise Yah, Brother Cartrell. Praise Yah, Elohim. All you that subscribe to these studies that we're sharing with you on a Real Talk for Real People study show. That being said, the administrator, my Esau, Sister Sonia, is sort of a little down, so she probably won't be saying much, but she's studying. Be assured of that fact. But Brother Cartrell and I, we've done our due diligence, moral obligations as elders of the nation, our responsibilities. No, you don't have a king. You will. You don't have a temple back home. You will. You don't have princes of each tribe because you don't know each tribe anyway. But you do have us. Listen to the sounds of our voices. You administrative leaders in the nation. And humble yourself. By virtue, humble yourself to the Most High. Brother Cartrell and I, we can do no more in this regard. It's left and incumbent upon each of you to do your part, which is to humble yourselves. Meditate on the word of Yah. Apply the word of Yah. Utilize it. Trust in it. Lean on, rely on it. And finally, the Most High word is going to work irregardless of us. But personally speaking, for each of you, it will work if you utilize it. It works personally if you work it. Praise Yah and bless his holy name, each of you. Well, my Esau may be feeling a little bit up to say shalom and good night. And Brother Cottrell will be saying shalom and good night. Esau, Brother Cottrell, you have the mics in closing.
Yah is king. Yah was king. Yah shall be king forever and ever. And it's our mission to know Yah, to find Yah, to return to Yah with all our heart, soul, and might. And we pray that he shows us his mercy and loving kindness. Humility is our strength. Humility is our power. That's the only way that we're going to connect with the Most High. And the Most High continue to bless and be with us. Shalom and good night.
Run away, the pressure is on. What shall I do? I feel like I have nobody, no one to lean on. So I choose you, Heavenly Father. But please don't make me cry. The morning shit is heavy on me, ripping my soul, tearing my soul alive. Get away from all the sins that I have, and the things that lead me astray. I know if I strive, I would reach my Lord. Say like my new Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. Yes, I'm trapped like Jonah in the fish. I wish I never made that move that took me off to the evil ways that'll cut your days and kill your babes. How long will I be crucified? Your my King, take me alive. Chastise me, but keep me out of the hands of men who want to see me burnt alive. Get away from all the sins that I have, and the things that lead me astray. I know if I strive, I will reach my Lord. Say like my new Yahweh, get away from all the sins that I have, and the things that lead me astray. I know if I strive, I will reach my Lord. Say like my new Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. Get away from all my sins. Get away from all the sins that I have, and the things that lead me astray. I know if I strive, I would reach my Lord. Say like my new Yahweh, get away from all the sins that I have, and the things that lead me astray. I know if I strive, I would reach my Lord. Forgive me, my Father.
Say like my new now, Yahweh. Yahweh, Get away from all the sins that I have and the things that lead me astray. I know if I strive, I would reach my Lord. Say like my new